This is 7 News, the voice of the border.
Tonight, carting water in Yarrawonga as a school and cricket club run out.
A housing development within Wodonga's City Square still on hold.
A dead tree up to 12,000 years old causes controversy in Albury.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. A Yarrawonga cricket club, school and cemetery are all literally running out of water.
Without a solution from North East Water, the council is carting the precious resource to them.
Dried up cricket ovals, empty water tanks and barren school grounds in a Murray River town on the banks of Lake Mawela.
Will run out within a month.
Water is a hot commodity in the lakeside town. The cricket club's manager fighting a losing battle to keep the grass green.
And then you have a cemetery, 2 schools, a showgrounds and 2 big cricket ovals that need the water.
Annoyed, disappointed, frustrated.
Going into bat for the whole area, the cricket club's Glenn Breer says the council have been forced to literally cart water to the area along Woods Road to fill a blind spot where there's no water supply from North East Water, just a kilometre from the lake.
So this is a band-aid effort to get water to keep us going for the next month.
Emergency water was being pumped from this pond, now run down to a murky sludge, while more than 1,000 kids at Yarrawonga College are dealing with a dry end to term 4.
Our bore is too salty to use, so we're relying on town water, and I guess the grass is really dry, so having areas for them to play comfortably.
Where you're dealing with grieving families, their loved ones interred there, and we can't provide them with a standard that we should be able to provide them with.
The water's now being pumped from this man-made lake in a housing development. It, like the town's patience, is drying up. As negotiations continue, North East Water was approached for comment.
Negotiations have been going on for years, and years is not an exaggeration, it's a fact.
Jacqueline Stanley, 7 News.
Junction Place remains Wodonga's central treasure, just waiting to be developed. But while there has been some grand plans, much of it is still vacant with just 3 years left on the project's timeline.
It's Wodonga's white elephant, Junction Place, showing 2 sides of the spectrum.
This is a multi-generational project. You don't get these opportunities very often.
All these years later, and much of the 10 hectares of land in central Wodonga remains vacant. And while there's been grand idea after grand idea, they've all run out of steam.
Getting that alignment between the community intent and that commercial interest will take a fair bit of working through.
There are high hopes for what should fill the desolate block with housing, hotels and hotspots for youth, all on the wish list.
I'd like to see a mix of developments there, maybe a bit of retail, maybe things to do, particularly things to do for kids.
A big W would be awesome, because that way we don't have to drive all the way to Lavington to do some more shopping and stuff.
I would love to get to see like a new cinema or somewhere for teens to go and hang out. It would be awesome to not have to go all the way over to Albury to do these activities.
Either way, some say it's a big improvement to what was here before.
It was a shocker before. It's as good now as it was bad before.
One of the biggest risks in approaching this development is expediency, like development just for the sake of development, because these things are really hard to unwind and undo.
It's taken 13 years for Junction Place to reach this stage, and with just 3 years left on Development Victoria's timeline, there are doubts the project will see any progress on the ground in that time.
Time is, unfortunately, a necessary cost to get the right development.
It'd be nice to see something happen, but let's do it properly.
Development Victoria was contacted for comment. Clesienta, 7 News.
The New South Wales government says it's cleared more than 1,000 people off the elective surgery wait list. The government says during the first 6 months of a waiting list task force, the number of overdue surgeries has been halved from 14,000 down to 7,000. A further 1,200 were cleared from the wait list in the past month. Health Minister Ryan Park says he's attempting to bring the backlog down to below pre-pandemic levels.
Cybercrime detectives are urging online shoppers to be aware of scammers with huge sales on this weekend. Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales have the National Anti-Scam Centre on high alert for fake websites impersonating genuine brands. There have been almost 3,000 reports of fake online stores this year, with unsuspecting shoppers losing more than $500,000.
The Albury Botanic Gardens has made the switch to electric. It's part of the council's pilot program to see if Albury can operate entirely on electricity. Under the program, all power tools such as leaf blowers, hedge trimmers, mowers and chainsaws have been replaced with greener electric machinery. Mayor Kylie King says it's a step in the right direction in minimising the town's carbon footprint.
We have to be mindful of technology that's available at the time and also the costs, sort of bearing that in mind as well. But yes, definitely the intention is there. We've set out some clear directions of where we intend to transition and hopefully over the next sort of, 5 to 6 or so years, we can hopefully be 100% electric.
Mayor Kylie King says Albury is on track for zero carbon emissions by the year 2050.
A giant dead tree, said to be up to 12,000 years old, has been mounted at Albury's Riverside Park. While the new sculpture has been embraced by some, it's left others stumped, calling it a waste of ratepayers' money.
Home to the winding Murray River, a thriving food and culture scene, and now...
the log.
Plucked straight from the Murray, Bungambrewatha is the newest art installation on display at the Riverside Precinct. Designed by local artist Marley Dawson, the piece is a nod to Albury's Wiradjuri people and values.
A piece of artwork that not only reflects our unique position on the Murray River, but also sparks debate and curiosity.
Setting council back $50,000, the sculpture has sparked some criticism among passers-by. Some who say the money could have been put to better use.
Yes, a piece of artwork like that is something that the community has told us is an example of art, and let's just see what they think. And we recognise everyone will have a different perspective on where money goes right across the region.
The 12,000-year-old sculpture will be officially unveiled here in 2 weeks' time. It's already prompting some mixed reviews from passers-by.
Bloody good looking log, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think you just got to take it for what it is and just enjoy it.
50,000 is being used for this. I don't believe it, and it's too much money.
You could fix a few potholes to that price, maybe about 10.
The debate has even made it to social media, with hundreds sharing their take on the new installation. With former councillor Ross Jackson joining the discussion, calling Albury the home of the big log.
If this new piece of artwork is considered something of value and something to put Albury on the map and encourage visitors to come as part of a tour and check it out, well, that can only be a great thing.
Proving beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Phoebe Worthley, 7 News.
From Monday, Wodonga Council will begin inspecting properties for fire hazards. It'll mark the beginning of the fire danger period, ensuring residents are well prepared. Where necessary, fire prevention notices will be issued, highlighting properties that are overgrown. Hazards are required to be removed within 14 days of the notice. If not, residents may face a fine of almost $2,000.
Well, Kirsty joins us now for a look at today's weather. And Kirsty, a bit breezy around the border today.
It has been, Maddie and Nick. Hello to you both and good evening, everybody. Quite humid as well, particularly this morning. That humidity dropped off into the afternoon as those winds picked up. Northeasterly and southeasterly wind gusts up to more than 25 kilometres an hour. Our temperatures today sat around the low 30s. Another warm day in the northeast with some scattered blue sky on the border. The winds and the warmth also saw a moderate fire danger rating rating across the region today. We did see some of that cloud move through in the afternoon, but despite this, our UV rating across the entire region remained at an extreme level. In Albury, 31 was our top, the same for Myrtleford, and the high teens in the south. Showers are forecast tomorrow, as little as 3 millimetres, but as much as 20 millimetres could fall. I'll have Friday's forecast a little later on.
A little bit of rain on the way.
It's on the way for sure.
Thanks, Kirsty. We'll see you soon.
Still to come in 7 News, a campaign to prevent strokes with 80% deemed preventable.
And thinking of a career change? Well, TAFE can help for free.
Welcome back. A Lavington aged care worker is striding it out through the month of November for stroke awareness. The campaign Stride for Stroke encourages Aussies to be active, with reports that up to 80% of strokes are preventable.
Striding for a good cause.
We love all our residents so much, so I just wanted to try and give something back.
Natalie Payne is stepping up and striding out, raising funds and awareness for the Stroke Foundation, a cause close to her heart.
Stroke affects so many of my residents, whether it be friends and family or them themselves. It can take people so quickly.
If I were 40 years younger, I'd be doing it myself. It's just wonderful that she's using the joy of the people that she's known who have tried so hard with their stroke.
Great-grandmother Rowena Gins is a stroke survivor herself, but also lost her husband Bill to the condition 12 months ago.
And his stroke was just like that. And it isn't until you can't do something that you suddenly realise, goodness me, this makes an enormous difference.
The message behind the Stride for Stroke campaign is all too important, not only for residents at the facility, but also for the wider community.
It can be older people, but it can take young people so much as well.
Raising the awareness to recognise the signs and symptoms, Ms Gins says, can be life-saving.
And do what you can while you can. And I think that's the important thing. Able to bring joy to others too, and that's really the object of living.
You can visit the Stroke Foundation website to donate. Claire Sienta, 7 News.
The Riverina is once again leading the future of healthcare with the rollout of a new trial. 6 virtual hubs have been set up across the Murrumbidgee Local Health District, each fitted with the equipment needed for a remote consultation. The telehealth program is already being labelled a success.
The virtual hubs are making a really big difference for patients living in rural and regional areas who have poor or no internet access and don't have the equipment needed or do not have the confidence to use virtual care unaided.
The local health district will consider rolling out virtual hubs to other facilities across the region.
Thousands of extra TAFE places will soon be up for grabs fee-free. It's hoped the no-cost tertiary courses will help fill critical skill shortages in healthcare, hospitality and construction.
If you're a New South Wales resident wanting to train, retrain or upskill, your time is now.
This is absolutely critical. What it means is it provides access for our learners without having those financial barriers.
The Albanese and Minns governments have announced an additional 147,400 tuition-free study opportunities at TAFE for the next 3 years, made possible with $130 million of Commonwealth government funding.
Focusing in on the key priorities for our state, it's enabling our learners to gain new skills that are critical for the workforce now and into the future.
It builds on the success of fee-free TAFE this year. As of June 30th, the freebies attracted record enrolments across New South Wales. There were more than 20,700 enrolments in the care sector alone, and Ms Rowe is one of them.
I've been loving it. It is a complete 360 from what I've done previously. I cannot rate my teachers enough.
The 34-year-old began a Certificate 3 in Individual Support in Ageing in August. Currently, she is on maternity leave from an admin role with 10-month-old twins, a toddler and dedication to her studies.
When it comes to education and empowering people to pursue careers, waiving that fee is the biggest step up they can get.
Students are limited to enrolling in one fee-free course per semester. These include opportunities in healthcare, hospitality and construction industries.
Enrol now, don't wait. You will not regret it, not for a single moment.
Rochelle Punikovic, 7 News.
Yarrawonga shops are hoping residents and tourists decide to shop in town this year. As online shopping becomes more and more popular, local stores with local produce depend on local cash. And retailers say the local dollars make a big difference to their bottom line.
When you support a little town, it makes all the difference to their community, it makes difference to the business staying open. It's really an important time for people to actually bond together and support one another in their businesses.
More than 180 products are sourced from within 10 kilometres of the store.
Australia Post has released its cut-off date to make sure parcels arrive at their destination before Christmas Day. Cards and letters travelling interstate must be sent by Thursday, December 14. The cut-off date for parcels is December 18 or express post by December 20. Last December, Aussie Post delivered around 52 million parcels.
Still to come in 7 News, a local speed demon matches the best in the world.
And yet another local footy player called up to the AFL.
Welcome back. The AFL draft has been capped off by yet another local selection. Nathan Wardius has been called up, however, he won't be changing his colours anytime soon.
Those that missed out Monday and Tuesday were the last chance to realise their dreams. Nathan Wardius waking up from his rookie listed by Greater Western Sydney.
It doesn't feel real really at the moment, but once I move up there on Saturday and start meeting the boys, I think get to work and it'll come quicker than I thought.
Under the rookie system, Wardius will train with the squad but will only play AFL football once upgraded to the main list. The Ranwal-Bundry-Waller Giants product playing 2 games for GWS reserves this year while kicking 55 goals for his home club. His athletic ability, speed and pure class attracting the recruiters.
The last couple of years they've changed a bit and they're a running team and that, so probably my speed and agility and a bit of athleticism in that, so probably suits what they're trying to go for maybe.
Wardius and his family were actually told 2 weeks ago the club wanted him.
Probably 10 or so of the players have messaged me and had a lot of support, and I had a lunch yesterday with a couple of the boys that got drafted, so that was good to meet them and catch up with all the recruiters.
It will now be a whirlwind few days with Wardius off to Sydney Saturday morning before a club induction on Monday. He will then join fellow local draftee Phoenix Gothard for 3 weeks of training before Christmas.
The culture we have at our club at Ranwal-Bundry-Waller, it's amazing, and I've grown up with all the blokes or most of them, and it's the best part of the week playing with the boys and training and that, so it's really enjoyable.
Stephen Murphy, 7 News.
It's known as one of the world's toughest sports, but one Riverina speed demon is more than holding his own. Archie McDonald is back home after competing against the best junior superbike riders in the world.
2 years ago, Archie McDonald and his dad packed up their life and headed to Spain. 1 year later, Dad came back as Archie joined the Junior World European Championship circuit.
Getting to the track by myself, flying by myself. I flew 35 times this year, a solo, and just doing everything by myself I've learnt more than I did 9 years at school, and I can't wait to go back next year, honestly.
The Junior GP is designed as a pathway in the sport for the world's best junior riders to compete. And compete Archie did against 30 riders, including some world champions, the 17-year-old finishing 5th.
This year I finished 5th, missing out on 4th by 1 point, and I was close to a podium this year, but with that result on my first year as a rookie, I think will be a good step for next year, and I think I will have a crack at winning the championship if I get lucky.
Stepping onto a 600cc along with new tracks to navigate the biggest challenges. His top speed up to 296 kilometres per hour, and Archie says he can't wait to reach 300.
It's like riding a horse. It's nothing. It is an adrenaline rush, but there's nothing better than that, going at that speed.
Now back in Australia, the rising star won't be resting anytime soon as he prepares to head to Adelaide next week for the Australian Superbike Championship.
And for Archie McDonald, it's a perfect way to sign off the season. A 3rd place for him on the MRE Talent Yamaha.
Archie will head back for a 2nd season in March and is hoping to attract some local sponsorship.
The next step for me would probably be Moto2. And if you get lucky there, you go up to the World Championship. And after Moto2 is MotoGP, and that's the highest level you can get to.
Stephen Murphy, 7 News.
Comets' impressive form has continued in men's softball. Comets claiming a 4th straight win thanks to a 7-run final innings to defeat Phantoms 12-4. It moves them up to 2nd on the ladder, with Wodonga White maintaining top spot after belting Bears Ducks by 21 runs. Meanwhile, in round 7 of women's action, the derby between Bundy and Sloth Bears will be the match of the round. Up next in 7 News, Kirsty's back and she's got your all-important local weather forecast. That's next.
Welcome back, everyone. Humidity has increased across New South Wales and parts of Victoria. That's thanks to a high-pressure system directing warm but moisture-laden air in both states. Meanwhile, this trough is generating widespread showers and isolated thunderstorms. A low-pressure system will develop over Adelaide on Friday, pulling this rain and storm band southwards into Victoria. Now, there are decent rainfall totals for many, as well as localised areas of heavy rainfall, which could see more than 100 millimetres. That amount of rainfall could, of course, increase the risk of flooding. Across the northeast, more broadly speaking, we could see about 70 to 80 millimetres over the coming 8 days. Now, it is Friday for tomorrow, so let's see what's in store, and we will feel slightly cooler temperatures dropping back to the high 20s for the end of the working week. Under cloudy skies, it will become unsettled during the day. We are expecting periods of rainfall of up to 20 millimetres and thunderstorms around. For the high country, that rainfall likely to reduce back to around 10 millimetres. More moderate to heavy rain is expected through Saturday too. Albury, Wodonga maximums of 26 degrees with up to 25 millimetres of rain. Heavy falls are possible embedded within thunderstorms. Northwesterly winds not too strong, the mid-20s at Beechworth, and the same for both Mansfield and Wangaratta with 26. Into Sunday though, we'll feel quite a cool wind shift, those winds tending south-southwesterly, and temperatures also reducing by a couple of degrees. Corryong 23 and Rutherglen 25. Remaining cloudy, about 10 millimetres could fall on the border, double that for the high country. Looking to the next 7 days now, we can see that wet weather persisting into early next week. Stick around tomorrow, we will have some possibly heavy rain across our region.
Yeah, plenty of rain on the way, Kirsty. It's going to be a wet weekend.
And that's your local news for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can catch up on our website or, of course, 7plus.
7 News from Melbourne is next. We'll see you tomorrow night.